Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 122 of the MeepleCore Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-host,
George Breden.
And in this episode, we talk about the board games Biblios and Cleopatra and the Society of Architects. We generate some fun by playing AI Dungeon and much more. Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. If you were guaranteed to be successful in a different profession, what would you want to do?
I immediately know both of our answers. Soccer player, musician. Boom.
Yeah, yeah, you win.
Yeah, no, if you follow the podcast more than 2 episodes, you realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's make it interesting though. Let's say,
yeah, we should change it.
Neither of those professions. What would you do if you could choose a different profession?
How about cancer curer?
Like scientist or something, or like,
I mean, but I'd have to be successful. So if I was specifically trying to cure cancer and I could be successful.
I mean, I guess that's one way to game the system right there. I would probably say astronomer. Either that or I'd want to say something like a judge because I think it would be kind of neat, but probably stressful. So I'm going to go with astronomer. When I was little, I had a subscription to the Astronomer magazine and I loved space. And even right now, like you look at my Instagram feed and a lot of it is space or board games.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah. I really like space. I like the unknown and the idea behind, you know, just not knowing what's out there and learning and experiencing, like, how could this planet be barren? You know, things like that.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm with you. I like the same kind of thing. Like various movies that are about space and alien contact and everything. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. Have you gone and seen like some of the, what is it called? It's the movie shows that are super widescreen. I forget what they're called now.
Like IMAX?
IMAX. Yeah. Where they have like planetarium shows and things at the museum center and things like that. You should check those out.
We've seen a couple, not necessarily on the IMAX, but we've seen a couple where you go to like a planetarium.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those are great.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. Space is a really, really neat adventure, you know, watching all the SpaceX crew get on the International Space Station. Like that stuff's kind of neat, but I like the idea behind going back and reading. Like I never knew that, I guess the Soviets had put a couple of different probes on Venus.
Really?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you just never really read about that. They put a couple of probes. They actually did like 12 probes or something, or 13 probes. And only a few of them actually made it to the surface of Venus. One lasted like 30 minutes before it was just destroyed by the intense heat. I think it's like 900 degrees on the surface.
Oh man. And
it has, you know, an enormous amount of pressure. And the other one lasted, I think, like 2 hours or so. It's kind of a neat thing to read about and see the pictures, because it's the only thing that's ever taken a picture of the surface of Venus.
Yeah, and they could have some kind of secret Soviet Venus technology.
Yeah, no, they got
that
the Soviets are coming back. Apparently, these things look like the Daleks or whatever from Doctor Who. They even had spikes on them, which was just a really weird.
That's
like,
amazing.
Why? Like just like little, I don't know why. I have no idea.
Cool. Just to be cool.
Just to be cool. Make it look rustic and insane.
Exterminate.
Yeah.
They got in contact with Venusians.
So I guess both of us probably haven't been up to much since the last episode. About the only thing I have to mention, 2 things really. One, I've been playing a massive amount of League of Legends Wild Rift on the phone.
That's the same as last time.
It's the same as last time, same as time before that.
Yeah.
I was at Costco today with my son and he was looking at an iPhone 12, like a, you know, normal size one. And I saw the iPhone 12 Max and I'm like just picking it up and picturing myself playing League of Legends on it. I'm like, yeah, I guess it might be a time to upgrade my iPhone 7 because I have an iPhone 7 Plus and they're really good phones and it's big and it does everything I need to do. All the games I want to play, it runs it really well.
And when you get used to a phone that you like, you want to keep it. Like, I have a Google 2, so.
Like a Pixel?
Yeah, sorry, Google Pixel 2 XL, yeah.
Right.
And I love that thing. Like, I don't want to trade it in for a newer Pixel.
Right, yeah, Rachel has she had a Pixel 1, but then it just was not working very well after having it so long. And she just got a Pixel 4, I think, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to eventually as well. They make it so that they become obsolete.
They do in a way. It's just, when you have something that's that small in your hand and you use it all the time, I mean, eventually, yeah, the stuff's going to start not performing well. Or I think they come out with so many updates for the OS all the time, especially on the iOS. Well, yeah. I've gotten a pretty good length of time out of my iPhone 7 Plus, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Was it like 5 years? I don't even know when.
You're doing better than I am, even.
Let's see. iPhone 7 release. It says September 16th, but it doesn't really tell me much. I meant the year, people. 2016. So, yeah, it's like 5 years out of a phone. I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
The other thing I was going to mention is that we went on vacation, just like a weekend trip. We went to the Loveland Castle Museum in Loveland, Ohio, which is close to Cincinnati. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I think I have.
It's kind of neat. It's like one dude who built a castle.
There's a couple castles, and I'm not sure if that's the one I've been to.
Well, this one it's like right next to the river. It was not the Ohio River, but it's some stream, or I don't know if they call it a river. Okay. But basically, he worked with like the Boy Scouts or something, and every day in his early 20s or so, he would get buckets of rock from the river, bring them up, and then just start building onto this castle. I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, he built it because they needed some storage areas for the scouts and their stuff, because it kept getting stolen or something.
Okay.
And then he ended up turning it into a castle. So he has this whole knight order of the something rose. I can't remember what it was, but basically it's the Boy Scouts and stuff. And,
and they get all kinds of like free government land and everything else. So
yeah, they kind of got it from this. I'm kind of butchering the story here, but I think that one of these newspapers ran some kind of, contest or something where if you buy like a full subscription, you get like a plot of land.
Oh my God.
And he ended up getting like a couple of plots of land and was donated to his Boy Scout troops. And that's what they built the castle on. And so this thing is pretty much handmade. It looks handmade. It feels handmade when you're walking around. But it's really neat.
Does it feel secure? Like it's going to last?
Yeah. I mean, it's been there for 100 years. I mean, he built it,
right.
I don't know, over 30 years from I can't remember. He died in like 81. So he died in 1981 and he started building it in like the 30s or something. I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm not like a historian. I'm doing this no justice. But if you look up Loveland Castle Museum in Loveland, Ohio, this is what I'm talking about.
All right. It's not the one I've been to. It sounds pretty cool. I'm always amazed by people that can do this kind of thing because I can't build anything. Like I live on a farm, and we put up a fence or whatever we do, we put up any kind of fence. It's always like so jagged and weird looking. And like, I can't imagine building a whole freaking castle. It would be a disaster.
I'm not saying this thing was massively leveled or, it looks handmade. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
And they've done some things to it to add central air.
Oh. Because
there was some hidden areas that you can get from place to place, and those are all barred off now, but you can kind of feel air. So they turned them into AC ducts. It's kind of neat.
Awesome though. If as he was building it, he's making these secret passages and whatnot.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just turned it into, cause they're really tight squeezes. I mean, you almost have to be children to walk through them.
It's just for the scouts.
Super skinny. Yeah. Cause they're just so small.
Right.
But what's interesting is, and I don't know if this was during the building process or if this was added later by the museum just to make it cool, but there's apparently a rock from like all 50 states, and they're embedded into the walls, and it has like an etching. So some of the scavenger hunt is to walk around and find all those.
That's cool.
But there's also a quote unquote meteorite that is like probably as big as my head, well, maybe like a child's head.
Okay.
And it's embedded in the wall. And it says meteorite on it. I don't know 100% if that's like true or not.
Right.
Because that seems like it would be worth a lot of money. I don't know.
I don't know either. That sounds interesting anyway.
If it's real, it's cool though. Going back to the whole space exploration thing.
Yeah. And if it's not, it's a nice, it's a cool idea to bring in the tourists.
Yeah. And there's a turret to the, like a turret, like a circular room or whatever.
Yeah.
And it has like all these chairs and all these swords on the wall. It's kind of like a Knights of the Round. It's pretty neat. And it has a whole...
That's where you do the games. That's the games room.
That would be cool. Anyway, it was a fun little experience, especially for the kids, to see a real castle.
Nice.
I mean, it's not like the same type of castle that you would see in like medieval Europe, but it was kind of neat.
That's nice to have a castle at all. Well, you know what I've been up to. I've been working on the book. I've got 8 days left, so it's going. Is that for real 8 days, or is this? Is it for real 8 days? This is it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So I've been getting no sleep, and that makes it sound like I don't know how to budget my time. And oh look, we're at another deadline, and now I have to stay up all night to work on the book because, that's my fault. Okay, no.
This has nothing to do with your time.
It has nothing to do with my time. I'm still getting submissions from people. Like, we're a week away from sending it off to the graphic designer, period. And I'm still receiving articles. It's astonishing.
That's crazy.
It really is. Yeah. Anyway, doing a book by committee is wonderful. But while I've been doing the book, to keep myself sane and get some kind of a little bit of a break from it, I've had some things playing in the background. Hopefully this doesn't affect my proofreading too much. But when I'm doing just sheer proofreading and I'm just comparing two documents and going through and checking that the commas and everything are in the right place, I've been listening to certain things, and one of the things that I've been listening to is the Aw Shucks convention, which is the Shut Up and Sit Down podcast, their board game convention. That was this past weekend. And I just want to mention really quickly a few games that they mentioned that I hadn't been aware of before, but they sound like they would be pretty interesting.
Does that mean we're transitioning into the news section, which I'm fine with?
I guess we are. Because
go ahead.
I have very little else. I did receive 2 games in the mail. I guess I could start with that before we get into the news. And I'm sure these games are going to come up later once we ever get a chance to play them. I would love to play them and get a review of them at some point. But one of them is Lawyer Up, which is a 2-player game where one person becomes the defense and the other person becomes the prosecution. And you're trying to suppress or introduce evidence, and you're trying to influence the jury. Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun. And the other one is one that I ordered from France and got in because it just really sounds like my kind of game. It's called KosmoPoli.t, and the emphasis is on the eat part because it's this restaurant in France called the Cosmopolitan or KosmoPoli.t, and it is the most cosmopolitan restaurant in the world. So in the game, which runs with an app, one person plays the waiter or the waitress, and she's listening to her app or his app with headphones. And there are tables where customers come into your restaurant, and they could be from anywhere in the world. So you go up to the table, you click on the table to get their order, and then they order in one of 60 languages. So so you get a recording of someone, saying whatever in whatever language. And then you have to remember what they said. And then you take that and you relay it to the maitre d', and they have to write it down phonetically from what you tell them. And then they take that over to the cooks. And each of the cooks, so this is a party game, a lot of players, each of the cooks is a specialist from a certain continent. So they have a hand of cards that has all these different kinds of foods spelled out phonetically and also, written out. And they're going to be frantically searching through their cards to find the order and then tell you, the food items that are supposed to be in that order. And then that has to be relayed back to the, up the chain to the waitress, who then clicks and feeds the person.
That's insane.
It sounds amazing.
It's like a interesting version of telephone.
Yeah, but really hard because you start out with 6 tables, but you can get up to where you have like 25 tables plus a terrace outside.
Plus a terrace outside?
Yeah, like extra tables of people outside.
A terrace. Terrace.
Yes.
I thought you said terrorist. I'm like, what kind of... This game went crazy.
You got to feed the people really fast.
Yeah. Feed them before we get bombed.
So, and what happens is you lose points the more times you have to click on the table to get their order. So, like, if you have to hear them say it, like, 6 times because you're like, what did they just say? Yeah, you're losing points. It just sounds so
You're not going to get
funny.
that tip.
Yeah, exactly. So as a linguist, that just seemed like the perfect game for me. I had to get it. But it's like a, 6-player, 8-player game. So I'm going to have to wait on that one.
And that's called, what was it called again?
KosmoPoli.t. KosmoPoli.t. Actually, there's a dot between the I and the T. The whole thing is in brackets. So it's indicating that it's showing you the international phonetic way of writing KosmoPoli.t. So the dot is representing, a sound, and I'm not familiar with it enough. But anyway, the Aw Shucks convention, yeah. So more games that I'm interested in, but I don't have yet. One of them is called Rorschach, and it's a party game where you have these Rorschach cards, and then one person is going to say, what they have cards with words on them as to what the Rorschachs could mean. And then they match up symbols with those cards, with the words and with the pictures, only they're hidden. And then everyone else matches up, in 2 teams to see, who can
is Rorschach
better read their mind.
The ink drawings they fold in half?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So they're just super abstract and, he might think it looks like a tiger and somebody else thinks it looks like a rose or, whatever. But yeah, you're just matching it up and getting points. But it seems like a fun party game. Another one, I'm going to go through these super fast. Another one is called Blokk. Blokk, I think is how they spelled it. And it is a bunch of 3D, pieces that are all blocks, fused together in different shapes. And then you take those and you're going to be putting them together to build a cube 4x4 or 5x5. And there's different ways you can play. You can do it cooperatively. You can do it competitively where you're sort of speed building a cube and you get the pieces in different ways. It just looks like a lot of fun. That is sort of mental building challenge, I think, would be really fun. And I like the fact that they have a cooperative version. But one that I'm excited about that I think a lot of people who listen to the podcast would be interested in as well is also on Kickstarter right now. And it's a Renegade game, which I've not had the best of luck with Renegade games, I'll have to say. But this one looks really interesting. It's called My Father's Work. And you are a mad scientist trying to carry out your father's crazy invention, right? And it has a lot of different components to it.
I've been seeing a lot about this one, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, it looked really promising from the Aw Shucks preview that they did. So go check that out, or at least go check it out on Kickstarter and see what you think. It looks like it's going to be sort of a step up from that game. There was the Plaid Hat game, Abomination.
Yes.
Yeah. This one looks like maybe a step up from that for me, but it could who knows? It could suffer from the same problem, which is length.
Yeah, Abomination was what, 3 hours or something?
It's crazy. Long. It's pretty long. So this one might be too. I don't know. I don't honestly know. But I do like the theme. I like the theme of both of them. Okay. The next one is a sort of Euro game, which you should check out for the art and sort of the feel of the game. And it's an economic potion brewing and consuming for powers and getting points game. Looks really nice. It's called Brew. And I was originally not interested in this one until I saw it on Oshucks and I saw, what the components looked like and what all the artwork looked like. Now I have to say I'm pretty interested.
Sweet.
Just called Brew. Another game that is just gorgeous, that now I'm suddenly interested in is Chai for Two. It's actually called Chai Tea for Two, which is funny because chai means tea, in Hindi. So Chai tea for two. But anyway.
ATM machine.
Yeah. We are so used to just saying chai because when we order chai here, you get spiced tea, right? But chai just means tea. And if you wanted spiced tea and you were in India, you'd have to say masala chai, actually, to get the spice part. But the chai tea for two game, just looks beautiful. And, it seems like the way that the mechanisms work, Quinn's, I think it was, said that it was almost like a reverse Plinko game where you put these pieces on the bottom of this of your board, and then they have to bump up and sort of trickle up to the top until you finally get them all the way through all your fields and then onto your ships to get your points. And that looks just like an interesting mechanism as well. Okay, couple more. One is called Stop the Train, and it is a social deduction game, which I love those kind of games. And this is one where one person is trying to make the train hurtle full speed into a city and crash and destroy it. And other people on the train are trying to stop the train because they don't want to die. And you have all these different roles, and you have all these different secret objectives. Like the engineer wants to take a certain track to investigate a tunnel. I don't know why he's worrying about this if the train is hurtling toward a city. It doesn't have to make sense. There's a stunt man who he wants the train to hit a certain speed, or he wants to be thrown off the train because you can vote to throw people off the train. And he wants to get thrown off the train. And then there's someone else who's like a speed demon. He wants the train to hit a certain speed. So you have to meet your objective as well as either crash the train or survive. And it's one of those kind of games. Looks like a lot of fun. And then the last one is a cooperative game that I'm interested in. And this one is sort of the last on the list because aesthetically it's not as pleasing. It's really plain looking, but it's called Mass Transit, and you're just trying to get 6 people home on various forms of mass transit. And it's sort of a tricky puzzle to get that to happen. I wish the game was better looking, but the puzzle itself looks like it could make it worthwhile. And
maybe they'll update the art. Maybe those kind of like prototype stuff, or maybe.
Maybe so. Yeah. Those are the 7 that struck my fancy.
Fair enough. So is that convention over with?
Yes, last weekend. But you can check out all the videos. They go through a ton of other games, but the other games are ones I don't care about as much.
I got one thing I'll mention is that the Epic Games freebie for this week is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which is a Dungeons and Dragons game. And judging by the name, it's an idle game, and I don't care.
Wait, what's an idle game?
An idle game is a game that kind of just runs on its own, and you barely interact with it.
Oh.
It's a entire genre of games that people like, and I have zero interest. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of games like this. It's just an idle game, and that's why it's called idle, is because you're idle. You're not really doing much while you watch it.
Wow. So it's like having a fish.
I suppose, yeah. Nothing exciting here, people.
I shouldn't say that. People like fish. It's fine.
They're fun, but
yeah, I like fish.
They're pretty. They're more of like a decoration, which is really sad because it's an entire species that basically just
but that's what this sounds like. This sounds like just a decoration. You're not really playing a game. You're just having something running in the background. That's a decoration.
Pretty much. That's pretty much the game. I don't know. There might be more than that for this, but I just know based on the name and idle, that's what I usually experience as idle games, and they're just not my thing. So
right. I hadn't even heard of them. Could you take a guess on what the most popular idle game might be?
It's a mobile game. Let's see. Most popular idle game. I can't remember the name of it. Well, just looking at the popular on the web, there's Adventure Capitalist, Realm Grinder, Plantera,
Grinder,
Cookie Clicker. I think there's one called Idle Champions, if I remember correctly. Let's see. My friend used to play it. Idle Champions. Well, no, that's the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. I lied. I can't remember the one, but there's one on the phone, and there's a second game to it.
Yeah.
I just don't remember the name.
So this is a game that could be idle, or you could actually play it yourself. Or no, it's just idle. You can't actually do anything yourself, really.
Well, I think you do certain things. It's just when you go into combat, like everything happens by itself. And
okay. So it'd be like playing FIFA 21 and just putting it all on simulation.
Pretty much. And then maybe you do all the management afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Well, anyway, if you like D&D games and it sounds anyway remotely entertaining, check it out. It's free on Epic Games if you have that downloaded. So, anyway, we got some games for you, but before we hit that, let's do the normal plug here. If you want to support the show, please check out MeepleCore.com. Click that Humble Bundle partner link and go to Humble Bundle and get whatever. Bundles or individual games. Most of it is partner activated and we'll get a little bit of kickback. More importantly, though, check out whatever your podcast application of choice is. Just go there and review us. Give us a rating, hopefully a 5-star, but I want you to be honest. And because it really does help us out. It will put us in the algorithm to be, put in front of other people on whatever application they're using. If they're, I like board gaming podcast. And, basically we get into the advertising and it gets us in front of a lot of people. So please do that. Otherwise you can go to patreon.com/MeepleCore. So we have 2 games that we're going to talk about on this episode, and that's Cleopatra and the Society of Architects and Biblios. So first up, we have Cleopatra and the Society of Architects. This is technically the deluxe edition version.
Yes, this version came out in 2020. Build the most magnificent monument to your queen, but beware the crocodile. And the designers are Bruno Catala and Ludovic Maublanc. The artist is Miguel Coimbra, and the publisher is Mojito Studios.
So to give you a really quick summary of this game without going over all the rules, if you've never played it before, there's very little differences between this and the original version. We're not going to really talk about those. One, because I've never played the original version, so it doesn't matter.
That's the only version I've played, so.
This will be interesting. I wonder if anything actually, if I say something that I really like and you're going to be like, well, no, it was not like that in the original version. Who knows? Anyway, this game is about building all these different pieces to the tomb, I guess it is. And is it a tomb? What is this thing? I don't even know the story of this game. I feel bad. I should have read this before.
There's a number of different monuments, actually.
That's true. You're building 3-dimensional players strive to become the wealthiest of Cleopatra's architects by constructing the most magnificent and valuable parts of her palace. It's a palace.
I think there might be a tomb. Hang on. There's more than, you're building like 3 things at the same time.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you everything you're building real quick.
Okay.
Just for some reason, I just saw Egyptian stuff, blah, 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 pyramids, tombs. We'll get into that in a second. But you are building a lot of different pieces to this palace and the parts outside the palace. So on your turn, you basically have one of 2 actions. You can either draw cards or you can spin the cards that you've drawn in order to build pieces, right? So the way the card drawing works is this. There's 3 different piles of cards. At the beginning of the game, there's only 1 card in each of these piles. On your turn, you're going to choose one of these piles and take all the cards that are there. Then draw 3 new cards and place them how you want on these 3 piles. So as a pile doesn't get selected, obviously more cards get added to it. And then, when it's the next player's turn, they might choose that pile and get a lot of cards. There is kind of a hand size, but not really worth mentioning. It's like 10 cards, but you can discard down and stuff, or you don't have to, but there's a penalty for it. Anyway, when you have enough cards and you're ready, you can actually decide to build. And there's 6 different things that you can build. One is the doors to this palace. There's 2 doors. There's also a bunch of wall pieces that will surround the palace. There is the throne. There's 2 pieces to the throne. There are some sphinx that you can put outside in like the courtyard. Not really a courtyard, I guess, but the front yard. Because they probably didn't call it their front yard at that point. There's 6 of those that you can build. And there's these 2 obelisks that are in front of the sphinx. And lastly, there's these mosaic tiles that you can place on top of the palace. And there's a bunch of rules for that, so we'll save that in a minute. Anyway, you get points when you build these pieces based on certain factors. Like, for instance, if you build the obelisk, it gives you points, but it's going to give you bonus points for every sphinx that's built in front of it. And if you build a sphinx, you get points for however many sphinx there are when you place a sphinx. Same thing with the doors and the walls. When you build a door, you get points for the door plus all the walls that attach to it. And the throne gives you points based on the mosaic tiles that are around it when it's built. Those mosaic tiles, when you place them, there's a couple of reasons to put them out. You get points if you cover up a bunch of these bushes and stuff that are up there. But if you create like an empty area, because all these tiles, I think, are 5 pieces, like Tetris pieces, right? And there's 5 squares that make up the mosaic tile. And if you surround an area and you can't place any of the other pieces, then it becomes this like dead area, and you could put one of your Anubis statues there. And that's a way to get rid of corruption tokens. So going back, the cards are of 4 different resources. And then you have like the artisans, the little builder guys. However, there's corrupted versions of these as well. The resources, there were two of that resource, but they'll give you a corruption token. And so you want to get rid of these corruption tokens, and that's what you do on the mosaic tile area. And basically you go until the deck kind of I can't remember what it was. You're going to go until this Cleopatra statue moves up and up and up and up. And eventually it's going to pass a threshold where you're going to have this bidding spot where you're going to bid to possibly get rid of some corruption tokens, but everybody else will draw corruption tokens. And then you play until the end of the game, and you have all your scores that you kind of got throughout the game, but there's some other stuff too, scoring wise. And then based on how many corruption tokens you have at the end, you actually get a penalty. If you have way too many of them, you actually get eliminated from the game.
That's a penalty.
That's a pretty big penalty. But at that point, you weren't winning anyway. The last 2 things I'm going to mention, I'm just trying to like briefly summarize this whole game without going too deep. There also are these special tile guys that you can hire. I can't remember what they're called. They're workers or something. And you can gain corruption to use them, and they give you bonuses. Like maybe you can do the build plus the draw cards action in the same turn, or maybe you can, everything you build gives you extra victory points. There's 5 of those. That's a pretty good key thing, because as you choose one and get the corruption from it, it goes to the end of the line. So you can buy that one again, but it's way more corruption to pick one that's at the end of the line rather than one that's at the beginning of the line. So that's kind of neat. And the only other thing I'll mention is that with the card deck, the ones that you're actually putting the cards that people will select, those like a third of the deck is shuffled face down and shuffled into the deck. So some of those cards come out face down and face up. So it's a pretty neat little, gamble on what are those cards. Because you might choose a pile that has 2 face up cards and 4 face down cards. So you get a lot of cards, but maybe there's a lot of corrupted cards there. And maybe you don't want to go for corruption tokens so much. Yeah,
and really so much of the game does depend on the cards that you get. It is a it's a card management game.
Yeah, it's a Ticket to Ride style game. No, it doesn't play like Ticket to Ride, but the same concept where draw as many cards as you can, build stuff.
Yes. Yeah, and it is about the same level of complexity, even though your description just now, sounds like there's a whole lot going on in the game. And there is more probably than Ticket to Ride, but the basic gameplay is not complicated.
No, and this game doesn't need a deluxe version, honestly. It's neat that the game has all these deluxe components and everything, and it looks really nice. And it's a great,
so overproduced, man.
Dude. Yeah.
It was overproduced in the first version, and then they redid it to make it way more so.
It's insane. I mean, it looks amazing, and it's a great, eye catcher if you're playing it at a convention or something like that. But the necessity of all these pieces are just not needed.
No, but I suppose if you can find it for a good price, then yeah, go for it. Because I don't know that you can find it at a good price, but if you could, man, these pieces do make it, a very nice production.
Yeah. But keeping the price aside, since we mostly just focus on the game and whether or not it's a good game or not, I'll say that I was okay. Like, I had a fun playing it, and I probably wouldn't, decline playing it again. But here's the thing I don't like about it. I don't like the fact that when you build stuff, you're not building your own stuff in front of you. You're building onto a communal area.
Yeah.
And if you aren't set up to build a lot in one turn, because when you do the build action, you can do multiple action or builds as long as you have the cards, right?
Yep. It's all cards.
You put out one thing and then it's like capitalizing on other people's building.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 3 built walls down. All right. I'm going to build the door. Bam. And they get way more points than you because you put out the walls first and set them up for the score. It's almost like volleyball, except for everybody on your team's against you. Whoever gets the spike gets the glory, but you're not.
I absolutely agree with you. This is the Euro equivalent of those games where you go in a dungeon and attack the monster, and only the person who does the last hit gets all the reward.
Oh, wait a minute. Cutthroat Caverns is amazing. But it's designed like that too on purpose because it's a backstabbing game.
Yeah,
but
you don't expect it in a Euro like this. And that factor makes it seem like the randomness of the card draw is just so much magnified.
Yeah, I think the idea is you take your chance at trying to get corruption cards specifically so you can build a lot more.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's neat. It's neat. I don't mind it. It works for what it does. It does it well. I just don't really care for that style of play where you're, I like point salad games. I like to go out and get points and do things, get points. And if I jump in somebody's way and kind of block them off on accident, that's cool. But this game is specifically like, I hope somebody is not good at the game and sets me up. And they're sitting to my right, so they go before me.
Right, yeah.
There.
That's a big, big chunk of random right there.
It's not, yeah. It's weird because I don't want to say it makes the game bad. It just makes it a style I'm not interested in.
Yeah. Now, do you think that because of that level of randomness and that sort of style of game, do you think that the game feels too long for what it is?
No, I thought the game was pretty good for its length.
Okay. So if you do like that style of game, this one is going to be one that you would enjoy.
I don't want to really say it's like Ticket to Ride because it is nothing like Ticket to Ride.
It's a family game though.
But it is a family weight game. I don't know. It's a weird game though as a family game, I guess.
This was one of the first games to come out with a really strong corruption mechanism.
Was it?
I think so. I could be entirely wrong, but nothing's coming to mind,
Because the original version was 2006. I mean, that's
right.
Decent amount of time ago in the board gaming realm.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of corruption added to various games or games that came out with this idea of getting corruption and then being penalized for it. But I can't think of one that was earlier. That doesn't mean there wasn't one. There's probably bunches, but I just can't think of them right now. But this is one of the first ones, and And so that just in and of itself was an interesting mechanism that kind of made the game. And then, of course, all the components, all the plastic that went into it made it sort of stand out as well. And just being a Days of Wonder game, it got a lot of attention. But I do agree with you. It's sort of a different style of game in terms of the swinginess of it. And if you have somebody who's handing you points right before you go, there's nothing the other players can do about that. So
right. They're just setting up that alley-oop. Here you go.
Yeah. And
I just scored 10 points, but you're going to score 25.
Yeah. Enjoy. And that's sort of the limit of the interaction in the game as well. You can't rein somebody in if they're on the receiving end of that sort of largesse from some other player.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a problem. But it is fun. It is a fun game, and it's very easy, like I say, to teach and play.
Right. I agree with that. And I think that if you have the chance to play it, I definitely wouldn't pass it up. It is a simple game. It's very straightforward. I do like I'm going to call them the architects. I think that's what they're called. But those little tiles that you can purchase with corruption to give you a special power.
Yeah.
That really does set the game in a really cool motion, because you hope that the player before you doesn't pick the one that allows you to do both actions in one turn. Or if they do, that's cool, because the one that gives you extra victory points for building will be less corruption to buy, and you're going to build 4 things on your turn, which could be a lot of points.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. If you end the game with the most corruption, you're fed to the crocodiles.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
But if you do really well on that mosaic tile area, you can get rid of a ton of corruption.
Yes. Yeah. So that is interesting as well, that there's a way to save yourself.
Yeah.
Not an easy way necessarily, but you can do it. And there's another feature to the game, which is that the victory points and the amount of corruption that you have are all secret.
Yes.
So you don't really know.
Yep.
You gotta sort of push your luck there, in a sense.
Well, cool. I think we're going to wrap this one up. But for me, I think it's a try before you buy, honestly, especially considering the cost of the game.
Yeah, if you can find an older version, go for that. I'm not sure this is a $150 game. Or let me say that again. I am sure that for me, this is not a $150 game.
Yeah, you would really have to love this game and play it all the time in order to justify the cost.
Yeah. But having said that, my older $20 copy is staying in the collection.
That's fair. I mean, it is a significant difference between the old one and the new one.
Yeah.
And really the rule set doesn't change that much. It does change some things. I did look it up at one point, but it's been a little bit. I don't think I'm pretty sure like you could download the rule book for the new version and play the old version with the rules of the new version.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember any new pieces that you needed for that.
Just, you could make some alterations to match the new rules if there was something that bothered you too much. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think some of it is how the deck is constructed in the beginning of the game, maybe. I don't remember all it doesn't really matter. I think that it's a fine game if you have an interest in jumping on top of people's accomplishments and that's fun to you, then this is a game that's probably going to be up your alley.
Yeah, and it is a flat out fun game if you like the kinds of games where you're getting the cards and sort of managing your card draw in order to perform actions with them. This is a good one.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that is Cleopatra and the Society of Architects Deluxe version. The next game on this episode is Biblios,
a 2007 game. Amass the greatest library of sacred texts using your wits and meager gold supply. This is designed by Steve Finn. The artist is Steve Finn and David Palumbo, and the publisher is Dr. Finn's Games.
Hilariously, I didn't know it was a 2007 game. I knew it was older, but we just played it because I heard it on the Secret Cabal, and I thought it sounded neat, and so we played it.
Well, it is that old, but there was another game that came out that was Biblios Dice, and that was 2015.
Gotcha. Have you played that?
No, I've not played that one. I actually don't know how different it could be. Because this game also has dice. So I don't know.
It does. Although the dice really are not necessary, honestly.
That's right. They're just, markers.
It just shows you the point value. So let me summarize the game real quick if you've never played it, so you have more context in what we say. Basically, the whole game is a deck of cards and 5 dice, right? These 5 dice, red, blue, green, kind of like an orange and brown. Those are the different suits of cards that are in the deck. There's more cards than that, but those are the suits that you're going to be collecting. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points of, say, blue will win the die and whatever value the blue die is set at the end of the game. They all start at 3, right? But they can go up or down. So what happens is, first off, you're going to take some cards out of the deck, depending on the player count. And then you'll shuffle the deck, put it out in the middle of the table. Whoever goes first is going to draw essentially the number of players of cards plus 1. So in a 4-player game, you're going to draw 5 cards. One of those cards you're going to keep in your hand. One's going to go off in an auction pile that everybody will add cards to. And the other 3 cards will go face up in the table. And then the other players will draft those in turn order. So every player's turn, everyone ends up with 1 card in their hand from, so then when George would go, everybody gets 1 card. It just depends on draft order. Yep. The kicker, though, is that you don't get to choose all 5 cards at one time. You draw 1 card, decide where it goes. Do I keep this card? Do I put it in the auction? Do I put it face up? Because if you keep a card, then you don't get to keep any of the other cards. So it's, you don't get to pick the quote unquote best option for you. You have to gamble whether or not this card's going to be good now, or maybe the next card will be better. So I'll put that one in the auction. I'll draw another one. Ah, man, I should have kept that first one.
Yes.
Type of deal. It's a little bit of pressure rock, right? This will happen until the entire deck is emptied. And then you start the second phase of the game, which is the auction phase, which that deck of cards everybody's been putting a card in for auctioning. 1 card will flip out. The person to the left of the dealer will basically choose a value or pass. You have to increase your value. If you pass, you're out for that card. Eventually somebody will win it and they'll put it into their hands. What you're bidding with is gold. So gold is another card in the game. There's different values of gold. I think it's 1, 2, and 3. And you pay those cards and get that card. If a gold card comes out to be auctioned, you're actually going to auction off cards. Sounds weird at first, but if you know for sure you're not going to win the red die because you only have like 2 cards in red, you might as well burn those to buy gold cards during the auction to spend on other card colors. The last type of card in the game is the church cards. Those, when you get them, no matter when you get them throughout the whole game, either in the beginning if you draft it, or if you choose to put it in your hands, or in the auction phase if you win it, you'll pause the game. And the church cards allow you to adjust the values of the dice. Sometimes it's like +1 or +1 to 2 different dice, -1, +1 to another, stuff like that. After all the auction cards have been claimed, everybody puts all their cards out in front of them in piles, and then you add up the values. So maybe your blue cards equal 11 points and the other person's equals 12, stuff like that. Whoever has the clear value or clear winner will get that die. If there's a tie, all the cards have like alphabet on them. So whoever has the closest to the A card actually breaks the tiebreaker. And that's it. You're only fighting over these 5 dice, and whoever gets the most points in dice is the winner. What'd you think about this one, George? Because it sounded like you had different thoughts than I did.
I probably did. This one I did not keep. I'll just start with that. I used to have this game, and here's the thing. This game has a theme, supposedly, but it doesn't. And the best thing about the theme, which is monks creating books and I guess making money on their share value, I don't know. This is like a stock game. It really is. right? You manipulate the values of shares and in books, and then you get them at the end. But so that doesn't work as a theme. But in terms of, if you think about what monks' lives were like, really long and dull and boring, probably.
Here it goes. Here it goes.
Then this game nails it, because
the game is long and boring.
It's not long. It's not long, but it feels long. It honestly feels long, because you're doing a draft of the entire deck of cards before the more interesting part of the game, I would say, starts. It just, I don't know. It feels like there's a whole lot of lead in to little payoff. And I feel that's probably what monks' lives were like.
I don't know. For me, I thought, well, first off, it has a great length, honestly.
Okay, it is. It's not long.
It truly is about 30 minutes, almost no matter what player count you have.
It is a filler. It's definitely a filler.
It's definitely a filler. It's really neat because I actually like the first part of the game better than the second part. The second part is just a standard auctioning, right? Everybody goes up by 1 point until everybody's passed. I mean, you can go up more points, but it typically goes like that. For me, the first part's really cool because you draw a card. You're like, this is a 3-value blue card, but I'm already really far ahead in blue cards.
Yes. So you press your luck.
So I keep that, or do I put it out there? And so maybe I'll put it in the auction pile, because if I feel like more people have been getting blue cards, I can at least try to buy another one later. But then you draw another blue card. You're like, you got to be kidding me. Or stuff like that. So I like the idea that you are drawing these cards one at a time and putting them in these zones until all the zones are filled. Okay. And it's not as long as you would think it is.
No,
for the audience,
it was unfair of me to say it's a long game. It is not.
Well, feeling long and being long are two different things, because you are technically kind of like doing the same thing over and over and over.
Okay. Yes. That's really what it is. You're doing it until the whole deck is gone. And that just seems like a lot.
It can be, I guess, but it is neat. Even if you're not the player going, it's neat to see the cards flip out first, especially if you're the person who gets to draft first. Yeah, I'm totally taking that red card. And then another one comes out. You're like, oh,
yeah.
So it's got a lot of cool things going on for it.
All right.
The dice, though, the dice probably aren't that necessary.
No, they're just counters. That's it.
They're counters, right?
They're nice chunky counters. Yeah.
That's true.
You wish you could roll them.
You never do. There's no reason to roll them. Yeah, you set them to 3s and then they go up 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And then down 1 or 2.
They're just a temptation. It's another connection to the theme of monastic life.
That's funny. For me, though, I am going to pick this one up. I enjoyed it enough, and it's pretty simple. The gameplay, or the rules themselves, it's really simple to teach somebody this game. But it has that little bit of strategy and press your luck and what you want to go into. It kind of reminds me of two things. One, it reminds me of For Sale, where like the first part of the game is different than the second part of the game. Right? So the first part of the, do you like For Sale?
Yes, I like it a lot better than this one.
Well, but it reminds me of it because the first part of the game, you're collecting a lot of stuff to spend on the second part of the game, is what I was meaning by that.
True.
And the second thing is, which I just totally drew a blank. What was the other thing it reminded me of, George? Think about my head.
How about Botswana, which is also a superior filler game?
I mean, does it play anything like this? I mean, I could probably talk about filler games, but it has to be close.
It's like a stock game where you get values in animals, and then, by the end of the game, you see who's got how many of which animal, and they have different values. So kind of.
Gotcha.
And it has animals. And it plays faster.
If it has animals, it just immediately wins. It's like the trump card for George.
It's a similar game that I find a little more fun.
That's fair. I don't remember the other thing it reminded me of. This is why recording at midnight is interesting.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not the audience for this game, obviously. I'm not big into auction games, and I'm not big into stock games. either one.
That's fair.
Or drafting, really. There aren't too many drafting games that I'm crazy about. So, yeah, this one was never going to be really high on my list. There are a lot of people who like this game a whole lot. It's pretty well regarded. So, yes, people probably shouldn't listen to what I have to say about this too much.
Well, it depends. It depends, though. If they listen to you and they like the games that you play, right?
Yeah, they might find this one dry and boring.
That's fair. There is basically no theme here. I don't even know what the theme is, actually. And you even said it on the podcast 5 seconds ago. So
yeah, it does not hold together too much.
If you're like a mechanism guy that likes to press your luck, and you like the games I like, this is a game you should try out.
Yeah, if you're into it with no theme and just as a mathematical exercise, and if you like, I don't know, maybe counting cards, there you go.
I just like that idea of you draw one card at a time and have to make that decision. Those decisions are really fun.
Yeah. Port Royal.
What I was going to say is, like, depending on the reviewer, right? It's neat to find a reviewer that likes the games that you like, because if somebody listens to you and they love all the games that you've talked about in the past and they all play those, they should probably stay away from this one, because they probably will think the same that you do.
Yeah, try before you buy, for sure.
I'd just go buy it. All right, well, we're going to end this one. I think I will probably purchase this one. It is really good. I'm sad that I never played it earlier.
I wish I still had my copy. I would give it to you.
I wish you did too. Anyway, that is Biblios. I haven't said this in a while, George, but now it's time for the meat of the episode.
Oh, man, you haven't said that in a while.
Oh, it's always fun to say. All right, George, before I tell you what's going on, we're just going to experience it. I need you to pick something.
Ooh.
Fantasy, mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, cyberpunk. We'll just go with those.
Well, all right. I guess we'll just go with the first one. Fantasy?
Sure. All right. Select a character. You could be a noble, a princess, a knight, a wizard, a witch, ranger, squire, peasant, rogue, or a fairy.
Oh, my lord. So many choices. Wait, okay. One more time. So sorry.
Noble, princess, knight, wizard, witch, ranger, squire, peasant, rogue, fairy.
Okay, I gotta go with unexpected. I will go with the humble squire.
All right. What's your character's name?
Oh, man. Okay. Kieran.
How do you spell that? Kirin?
No. Kieran. This is in honor of our new puppy, by the way. We just got a new puppy, and his name is Kieran. Yeah, it's like a little little long-haired dachshund. I should have mentioned that at the start of the show.
It generated our story. Are you ready for this?
Okay, I don't know.
You are Kieran, a squire living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a spear and a pack of supplies.
Ooh.
You follow Sir Theo as he enters the forest. He turns to you and says, "Make yourself useful, squire, and give me a hand here. I'll go as far as the edge. You come behind and help me carry the supplies further in."
I'm already doing that.
What do you do?
Yes, my liege.
Well, it's more of like an action.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Follow Theo.
Follow Theo. You follow Theo.
I do.
You walk further into the forest with Theo and your supplies, saying, "Thank you, sir," every now and then. Theo stops for a moment and turns to you. What do you do?
Remove backpack.
You open your backpack, take out a canteen and say, "Thirsty, sir?" Yeah, no worries, kid. He takes out the canteen and drinks from it. You eagerly drink from it as well. What do you do?
Well, COVID.
Yeah, bubonic plague.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I put it back in the backpack.
You put the canteen back in your backpack. You close the backpack and follow Theo.
Oh, okay.
All right, Theo. Now where are we going? You ask.
Yes.
What do you do?
What are we doing, Theo? Let's see. I will examine the forest. Look around.
I'll put look around.
Okay.
You look around. You continue walking in the forest and look around. You can see that the trees are thinning out and you're left in a barren field of snow. I hope you were prepared. What do you do?
Oh man. Can I go back in the forest and get some firewood?
Let's just put get some firewood.
Okay.
You get some firewood.
Oh, good.
You run to the left side of the path and start looking for a good tree to cut down for firewood.
Oh,
you find it with your spear, apparently.
Yeah. I don't do things small.
You find a dead tree that's tall and sturdy and cut it down.
Wow.
What do you do?
I am a hard worker.
All right, real quick, I'm going to let you in. This game, you remember the old Zort games and things like that? Like the type of your own adventure?
Right.
It works just like those.
Okay.
But it uses AI to generate the story as you play it. So there's no
story?
There's no story. Every time you play this, it's 100% different and it just makes stuff up as you play it. What do you do?
That's amazing. That is amazing. Can I challenge Theo?
Challenge Theo?
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
You challenge Theo. You turn to Theo and say, Theo, are you there? Yeah, kid, I'm here, Theo says. I challenge you to a battle of wit, you shout.
Oh, I was thinking like he was going to teach me how to use the spear.
Let's put that. I don't know if you can do ask. Let's see. Ask Theo to teach you how to use the spear.
This game can understand that kind of input?
Yes.
Wow.
You ask Theo to teach you how to use the spear. Sure, kid. I'll show you how to use this spear in a minute, Theo replies. Theo leans the tree trunk against the wall and takes out his sword from a sheath on his back. How's that going to teach us? Sure, I'll show you how to use that spear.
Yeah, by using
this sword.
All right, I grab the spear. I will defend myself with the spear.
You grab the spear. You grab the spear and take a deep breath to shout and throw the spear.
Oh, jeez.
It flies through the air and sticks to the door.
Oh my God, I found a door.
I know. Not breaking, but sticking in the door. Nice throw.
Hey, Theo, I found a door.
Tell Theo we found a door. You tell Theo you found a door. Well done. I challenge Theo, you say.
No.
All right, kid, but you're going to need to get closer than that, Theo laughs.
Okay. He's really stuck on this challenge thing. I think I want to go open the door now.
That's the end of our adventure. I didn't realize that you have to create a free account to explore further. Oh, here, let me see if I can. Oh, well, whatever.
Oh, that's funny though.
We'll do one more real quick.
All right. This is amazing though that they could even do this.
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting. If you're interested in this, the website is play.aidungeon.io. If you Google play AI Dungeon, it's like the first link. So it's not like you have to go dig for it. All right, let's don't pick fantasy. Pick mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, cyberpunk.
Oh, mystery for sure.
Mystery. Select a character. Patient, detective, spy, or doctor.
I guess I'll be a detective.
A detective.
Mm-hmm.
What's your character's name?
Well,
I have no clue if the name even matters or if it's just for...
Right. Probably does.
You want to be George?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so George. Generating story. You are George, a detective living in Chicago. You have a pistol and a police badge. You enter the forest. You enter the forest where you believe the criminal you're searching for fled to.
Aha.
Suddenly you hear a loud noise. You look up to see a woman holding a shotgun staring at you. She screams and runs off.
Oh, good.
You don't know what to do. Go after her?
I'm going to yell, wait, I'm here to help.
You yell, wait, I'm here to help. You obey the woman's cries for help.
No.
You run. That's exactly not what we said. You run towards the source of the noise and stop when you see her bleeding from the head.
Oh my gosh, I'm too late.
What do you do?
I'm going to
do something complex so we can type out like a longer, because it actually says that like you can type as much as you want. Like,
oh, okay. I'm so used to the Zork thing.
Yeah, no, like investigate west. Yeah, no, this is apparently you can type an entire sentence.
Okay, then I will quickly look over the woman to see the source of her injury and determine if we're in danger.
I type fast, by the way.
Okay.
You quickly look over the woman to see the source of her injury and determine if you are in danger. The blood is coming from her forehead and trickling down her face. There's not as much info as I thought we were going to get.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Well, there's blood down her forehead trickling down her face.
Yeah. Ask the woman, how did you hurt your face? Who did this to you?
You ask the woman who did this to you. Some psycho, I don't know. The woman answers angrily. You discover a serious wound on the left side of her head, an obvious cause of death.
Oh no!
Apparently she just died. This is AI. It's creating it on the fly here.
Yeah. Serve and protect. That's what I do.
What am I typing in here?
I say a quick prayer and then
should we ask her if she's dead?
Yeah,
ask her.
Check her pulse or something. Maybe I was wrong about the whole death thing.
You ask her if she is dead. Yes, I'm dead. Now, can you tell me who killed me?
You really say that?
Yeah, it does. You suppose the woman has already been dead for a while. Her corpse was heavily decayed.
Oh my God, I'm in a haunted forest.
Is she a ghost in this haunted forest? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Search the haunted forest for the criminal.
You search the haunted forest for the criminal. You doubt the woman's assailant is still in the forest. It would be too dangerous, as you would probably have to fight him or her.
Well, that's
what we want, man. We got a pistol on us.
Although I agree, it's pretty dangerous in the forest. You could just die like that.
Apparently. You can die and keep talking.
Oh, man. Ask.
Yes, I'm dead. Can you tell me who killed me?
Okay, I'm going to go back and ask the dead woman if she knows where the criminal went.
You ask the dead woman if she knows where the criminal went. No, I was sleeping when he killed me. And I didn't see his face. The woman deadpans.
Oh man, that's really messing with me now.
Should we ask her if she's a ghost?
The dead woman deadpans. Okay. Can you come and help me as a ghost?
You ask the woman if she can come help you as a ghost. The woman's anger gaze softens as she smiles at you. Of course I can help you as a ghost. See? She floats in front of you, hovering next to your face.
Okay, great. So go with the ghost woman to look for the criminal.
You go with the ghost woman to look for the criminal. You and the ghost woman head out of the forest into the city streets below. You aren't sure what is the best way to go about this.
No, that's true.
It's calling you out.
Stop a passerby and ask them if if they've seen anything suspicious. This is going to be great.
You stop a passerby and ask them if they've seen anything suspicious. You try your luck and ask a middle-aged woman walking a dog if she's seen anything. She looks at you curiously, then shakes her head no.
Oh, well.
Not this ghost that's following us around trying to find its killer.
She's too scared to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay. How about think what I would do if I were a criminal?
You think about what you would do if you was a criminal. You turn to the woman who is hovering near your face. Hey, can you get a description of the person who killed me? If you can, that would be really helpful. I like how it actually remembers like things that happen if you...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Describe the criminal to the ghost woman. Right? I know who the criminal is, right? I've seen him. I can describe who the criminal is to the ghost woman.
That's how it is now.
Didn't she just say that she could help me if I could just describe him to her?
I guess. You describe the criminal to the ghost woman. The ghost woman looks at you with a stern expression. That's not very helpful now, is it? We don't know what he looked like at all. The ghost woman complains. It knows. You can't pull it over on the AI dungeon.
Okay, ghost woman, you tell me what he looks like then.
You tell the ghost woman. Okay, ghost woman, you tell me what he looked like then. I picture George snapping his fingers in like the Z shape. Oh, you're one of those ghosts. I thought you would be taller. The ghost woman accidentally reveals some mildly insulting information about yourself. Apparently you're a ghost.
Oh no. I look down at myself. Am I a ghost?
I'm going to type it differently.
Okay.
You ask yourself if you are a ghost. You believe that you are a kind of spirit or something similar. Well, what do ghosts look like, you asked. What do ghosts look like? The ghost woman repeats in confusion. Like us!
Ask the ghost woman who killed me. Or did she see who killed me?
All right, ask
just
the ghost
now.
woman. You asked the ghost woman, did she see who killed you just now? No, I haven't seen a thing. I was sleeping. I don't even know where I'm at.
Oh my God.
You continue to speak to the ghost woman in an attempt to get some clues. We need to do something drastic here, George.
Yeah. All right. Call my partner and ask what he thinks I should do. That's you, by the way.
You call your partner and ask what he thinks you should do next. Well, we know a ghost has been involved in our situation somehow, so I think it is only logical that we ask her for assistance. That's what we would do. Let's ask the ghost woman where she was at when she was killed.
She was in the forest talking to me.
The woman continues to look confused. When I was killed, I don't really remember, but what?
Yeah.
Usually there's more to this, or you get interrupted by something crazy that happens. Let's put shooter in the face.
Yeah, why not? It can't hurt a ghost.
We're getting nuts now.
Cannot hurt a ghost.
We're getting to the end. Holy crap. There was a lot of music and it scared me. It made a lot of really fun music and explosive fireworks all over the screen, which is what scared me because I've never went this far. And it says, So it sounded very like conclusive. Like you just figured out the ending of this puzzle. The woman's head explodes in bursts of gore and blood, and her body flies backwards and lands several feet away. Good catch, detective. Your supervisor nods at you from the table.
It was all a test.
Apparently, this must be the. Oh man.
Oh man, and that game's still going?
No, it finished. Well, I don't know.
We passed the test. We did it.
Let me type something because it sounded like it was finished with all the craziness that scared me. But let's see. Nod back at your supervisor. You nod back at your supervisor. All right, then. We have someone to question. Your supervisor and you both get up from your seats and begin walking towards the chief of police office. I think it's endless if I had to guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny though.
It is really funny. Well, anyway, if you're interested in playing that, go to play.aidungeon.io or just search for AI Dungeon and you'll find it on the search results. So
all right,
hopefully that was somewhat entertaining.
Pretty interesting, yeah. I'm not sure if we won or not because we died, but then
we killed a ghost.
Killed the ghost who apparently was the criminal pretending to be a victim the whole time.
I suppose.
Thanks for helping me figure it out, partner.
You're welcome. Maybe we'll do it again and choose a different theme.
Yeah.
Like next time, but
sounds good.
I think we're done with this episode unless you got anything else.
No, I think that's it. Had a good time.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining. Anyway, we think it's time we wrap up this episode, so we want to thank you again for tuning into episode 122 of the MeepleCore Gaming Podcast. This episode was recorded on April 29th, 2021. Please send us questions and comments to MeepleCore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out video versions of the show on YouTube.com/MeepleCore. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Middle Meeple.
George Breden.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.